Welcome, everybody. Welcome. You're watching Solid Sports Gamer channel. Solid Sports Video Blog episode 312. Today's date is September 25th, 2025. Sorry about this today. Had to, again, had to get home, get settled and things like. So I pushed it back to 2 o'clock. Thank you guys for being here. Got a big show today, of course. NFL action, Week 4. We're looking to tonight's game between the Seahawks and the Cardinals. NFC West matchup. We're looking ahead to Week 4. Also, the Russell Wilson mentioned with the New York Giants. I touch on that a little bit. MLB update. Playoffs are, I think, starts Monday or Tuesday, I believe. The wild card series. So we'll look at the standings. A lot of teams have clinched. The Tigers are in trouble. We'll see. We'll look into the standings about that. Kyle Riley, congratulations to him. He made the 60 home run rock for the Seattle Mariners. Mariners already clinched the playoff spot. We'll get into that as well. And NBA talk this week. The West B group in the NBA, the Mavericks, the Clippers, Lakers, Memphis Grizzlies, and the New Orleans Pelicans. We'll talk about those 5 teams today. Thank you guys, everybody who showed out a little bit on uh, Forever Skies last night. It was a small crowd, but I thank everybody that came through last night. Tomorrow night, of course, so excited about Silent Hill F. We will play that live on Friday. Um, and next week, following week, I might do 2 shows next week. I have space and the time next week, so looking forward to it. We're gonna have a lot of fun the next few weeks, um, going into the holiday season and everything else. So I thank you guys for being here, and the NFL will continue and everything like that. Been bad weather here as well. Like I said, they've been having power issues. Not because of the weather, that's because of another whole reason. I'll spare y'all the details on that. But we good to go. We was good last night with the stream. So Friday night, tomorrow night, we should be good as well. And we're good right now. So like I said, thank you guys for y'all support and patience. Um, so I'm not gonna waste no time. I kind of want to get off here quick today. I'm tired, y'all. They had, I mean, everybody works, but they worked me to death today, man. So that's why I was so late. They've been working me this week, man. So, I still got a regular job, so I had to go do that. Um, so that's why I'm also late today. Um, but let's take a look at the current MLB standings. Playoffs are coming, so teams have clinched. But what's going on with the Detroit Tigers? I don't follow teams like I should, but I think they said this would be a historic collapse if they lose this division to the Indians. I think they playing them this whole weekend. Well, today is Thursday, so that probably was a series that they was already in. Let me look at scores first, and then we'll look at the standings. So who is the Detroit Tigers playing? The Guardians. So is it a? Let's look at their schedule. Well, did they play them earlier this week, and then they have another series tomorrow? I think that's what's going on. But yeah, the Indians are now up 1 game on the Tigers. Tigers have been dominating this division. They had I think it got all the way up to like 12 games. Um, oh, okay. So yeah, then they got the Boston in Boston. So Tigers could be out the playoffs completely. So, but let's take a look at the standings now. Um, let's see. Let me go back here. Standings. Okay. Like I said, I gotta get my baseball in, y'all. Gotta get my baseball in. I'm still a baseball fan. Uh, let's see, it's loaded. Yeah, I'm out some time to upload it. Nope, I'm not Spanish, bro. But thank you for coming. See, I'm also glitching out as well. Um, not in a good spot right now. Sorry about that, guys. But I appreciate you guys for being here. I'm trying to get it together here. Let's see. Oh, there we go. All right. All right. Blue Jays, Yankees in the East have clinched both with the identical record, so the Yankees can still win the East. I think Boston's still in play for it as well. Tampa Bay and the Orioles are officially eliminated now. Central is the Indians and the Tigers, as I mentioned. Everybody else eliminated. Tigers are now a game back in the division. Seattle has clinched the division. They are your AL West champions. They will be in the playoffs in a what 24-year drought. Kyle Riley, I just mentioned, 60 home runs. He had two again last night. Definitely should win the MVP. Now that they clinched the division, I think he will win the AL MVP. Houston's still alive for the playoffs, but they out for the division, so now they have to try to get a wild card. Everybody else, Texas, are eliminated. National League, and clinched the East 12 game lead. They pretty much this start to be a team I think could win it all. They've been around competing the last couple of years. Maybe this will be their year. I still got the highly on the Dodgers. Can't dismiss the Brewers and the Cubs either, but I really like Philadelphia and LA in the National League. Mets. Gotta say is even though they might make the playoffs, it's a disappointing year for the Mets getting Juan Soto offense. They was rolling this first half of the season that just fell off the table in the second half. Miami Marlins still alive for a wild card spot. Atlanta and Washington is eliminated officially. I just mentioned the Brewers. They are Central champs. Cubs have clinched a wild card spot. Just going to depend on what spot they be in. Cincinnati Reds still alive. St. Louis Cardinals still alive, but they got to be on life support. Pittsburgh Pirates are eliminated. And in the West, Dodgers with a 2.5 game lead over the Padres for the West, but they both are playoff teams. Diamondbacks still alive. San Francisco and Colorado are. Oh, that's looking on the low this time. Hey Drew, what's up? All right, +5. Boston, the second spot, +2. Detroit in the last spot. Like I said, Detroit could miss the playoffs. Houston's still alive with one game out. Everybody else is eliminated. So it's going to be between Houston and Detroit and Boston trying to get the postseason. One of those teams will not. But Boston is in a good position this weekend. But Detroit still got Cleveland. And National League, Cubs and the Cubs and Padres are clinched. Mets is in that last spot. Cincinnati, Arizona, one game out. So like I said, it's not over yet. St. Louis 3.5, so they pretty much on life support. San Francisco's eliminated. Miami, I don't know why. I guess I'm confused. Miami's still alive for the postseason. I know they because the division is gone, so I don't understand that. Maybe they own a tiebreaker if somebody fall off the mat. Um, uh, but San Francisco was eliminated. Braves, Pirates. Sorry, I keep losing connection. Um, we'll see what happens this weekend. A lot of big series this weekend to determine playoff positioning. Um, like I said, I really start getting into baseball during the playoffs. So next time I really start. Like I said, I'm not going to do a show. I usually do a separate show previewing the playoffs, but I'm not going to do that this year. I'm just going to put my predictions on paper for next week's show. So stay tuned for that. But if I had to pick today, I would say I still like the Dodgers in the National League. American League. Well, honestly, the way Cleveland's playing, I like the way they playing. Blue Jays has cooled off. Um, I just don't feel as good about the Yankees like I did earlier this season. So honestly, I would say Cleveland right now. Cleveland and the Dodgers being in the World Series. But we'll see if I change my mind between now and next week. All right, so let's move on to the NBA and then we'll get into the NFL. Uh, NBA West B group this year for the play-in tournament. I'm not necessarily talking about the play-in tournament. I'm just talking about these 5 teams. This is a good group, interesting group. Dallas Mavericks, LA Clippers, LA Lakers in the same group. Memphis and the New Orleans Pelicans. LA Lakers connection with Luka um, going to LA. Clippers got a lot of drama right now with Kawhi, so it's a lot of interesting. But let's focus on Dallas first. Cooper Flag, you see what he did in Summer League. I think he's going to be a great player. I think he's going to a great situation also in Dallas. Veterans like Anthony Davis got to stay healthy. I always got to say that about him. But got a decent veteran team around yet. But I think he's going to have a specific role. Um, Sorry about that again. Not much detail have come out about the Clippers, Kawhi, but basically, the last thing I heard is basically the Clippers are starting to wean away from Kawhi. Um, as far as the scandal, I still ain't heard information, but I think the organization just tired of him not being available to play, things of that nature. So that's a development thing to watch out for. Because really, if they wind up moving on from him, there's not much left there for the Clippers. We'll see. Even though they just signed, they just signed somebody. Yeah. Well, so the Clippers are in trouble. So. Um, LA Lakers, of course, Luka Doncic. All the news about Luka. Um, he's been working out, looking good during the off season. Uh, I've seen him also. Not, but a decent team to look out for in the Western Conference as well. Memphis Grizzlies, John Morant. I think this is a bounce back year for John Morant. This will be a full year without the injuries and stuff. So he should be back to full strength. But other than him, but other than that, I think the Desmond Bain hurts Memphis. How the Grizzlies play out, and the New Orleans Pelicans, of course, always the big question. Will Zion play? They say he looks good and lost the weight and everything. Hopefully, he's can stay on the court for the Pelicans. Um, but I like CJ McCollum, still a veteran there. Um, Brandon Ingram, can he stay healthy as well? So New Orleans going to bring something to the table. So this is actually a really, really competitive group. This is right. I had to see what the other groups look like, but this probably the as far as competitiveness and parity. I think this is probably the group here. Um, so next week we'll do the East C, and then the West C will be the week after, and then that'll be the end of our NBA sort of roundabout, but I call it that. Going by every group in the NBA. So that is it for that. Uh, Thursday night football tonight as we go into NFL Week 4. Um, o'clock. Last good 9-7. I think I went last week. Off the top of my head. Tonight's game though, Seattle at Arizona, NFC West, Seahawks at Cardinals. Both teams are 2-1. Haven't seen any of these two teams much this season. Seattle, of course, sort of hit the reset button with Sam Darnold, Mike McDonald, second year with the Seahawks. Excuse me. They played decent football. They played decent football. Arizona, of course, played the Saints the first game, so that's almost a don't count. Had a rough loss against San Francisco last week. I think this game might determine who's going to really be there at the end, maybe the challenge. Um, because that's still like the Rams. I think the Rams still the team to beat in the West, despite they lost to Philadelphia. I think they still everybody looking up at them. The Niners, they 3-0, but and leading the division right now, but I don't like all the injuries that they have.